48 inches. That's the total snow depth some areas of Boston could be dealing with by Monday morning. Not 48 inches from this storm, though some locations might approach that. 48 inches total when you add what S already on the ground to what S about to fall. We're talking about snow depths that create structural emergencies, that make entire neighborhoods inaccessible, that turn a major American city into something resembling an Arctic research station. And Boston is just one city. Across the eastern United States, from Savannah to Bangor, hundreds of cities and millions of people are about to experience a winter weather event that challenges infrastructure, tests emergency management, and creates situations that most of these communities haven't faced in a generation. Your ability to heat your home, your ability to get emergency services if you need them, your ability to simply function for the next week, it all depends on decisions you make in the next few hours. This is not a practice run. This is not a drill. This is happening. It is starting tonight in some areas, and I need you to understand exactly what is coming and exactly what you need to do. Comment your city right now, because tomorrow I am going to be doing live storm updates and addressing specific situations for every location mentioned. Let me get you the essential information immediately. Charleston, South Carolina, snow begins late tonight, Friday night, intensifies Saturday morning, continues through Saturday afternoon. Total accumulation 12 to 22 inches with the worst conditions Saturday midday. Norfolk, Virginia, snow begins Saturday morning, peak intensity Saturday afternoon and evening, total accumulation 14 to 24 inches. Richmond, Saturday morning through Saturday night, 12 to 22 inches. Washington, D.C., Saturday afternoon is when it begins, intensifies Saturday evening and overnight 10 to 18 inches. Baltimore, similar timing to D.C., 12 to 20. Philadelphia, Saturday evening through Sunday morning, heaviest overnight Saturday, 12 to 20 inches. New York City, Saturday night through Sunday afternoon, peak Sunday morning, 14 to 24 inches. Boston, Sunday morning through Monday morning, heaviest Sunday afternoon and evening, 16 to 26 inches. It's Saturday, January 31st, early morning, and the storm is already underway in parts of the Carolinas. I am looking at current radar, and we have snow falling in Columbia, South Carolina right now. We have snow in Charlotte. Light snow has started in Raleigh. This is no longer a forecast. This is happening. What I am going to do in this video is give you the most up-to-date information on what's happening now, what is going to happen over the next 36 hours, and what you absolutely need to know to stay safe. Let me start with current conditions, because this is important for understanding how this is going to evolve. As of 6 a.m. Eastern, we have light to moderate snow falling across much of South Carolina. Columbia is reporting 2 inches on the ground already, with snow falling at about an inch per hour. Rock Hill has 1.5 inches. Greenville has 1 inch. Charleston is just starting to see the first flakes, but it's going to intensify dramatically over the next few hours. Charlotte has about 1 inch on the ground. Greensboro is seeing light snow. Raleigh has seen a few flurries, but the main event hasn't started yet. It will within the next 2 to 3 hours. The Low Pressure Center is currently analyzing at about 992 millibars just off the coast of Georgia. Over the next 12 hours, that pressure is forecast to drop to around 968 millibars as the storm undergoes rapid intensification. We are watching bombogenesis happen in real time. The models predicted this, and it's verifying exactly as forecast. What this means for you depends on where you are. So let me go region by region with the current situation and the near-term forecast. South Carolina, you are in it right now. Charleston, over the next 6 hours, you are going to see snow rates increase dramatically. By noon, you could be seeing 2 to 3 inches per hour. That extreme snowfall. Visibility is going to drop to near zero. Roads that are passable now will be completely impassable by early afternoon. If you in Charleston and you not already where you need to be, you need to get there in the next hour or two. After that, travel is going to be impossible. Columbia, you are already seeing moderate snow. This is going to continue and intensify through the morning and into the afternoon. By tonight, you're likely looking at 14 to 18 inches of snow on the ground. The entire city is going to be shut down. Greenville and Spartanburg, you are seeing lighter snow now, but it's going to intensify. By this afternoon, you'll be in heavy snow as well. Myrtle Beach, the snow is just arriving for you, but over the next 6 hours, it's going to become heavy. North Carolina, this is where we are going to see the most extreme impacts. Charlotte, you've got 1 inch or so already. Over the next 8 to 10 hours, you're going to see very heavy snow. We could see sustained rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour this afternoon. By tonight, Charlotte could have 15 to 20 inches of snow. The city is going to be completely paralyzed. Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, the Triangle, the heavy snow is about to begin for you. The latest high-resolution models are showing the heaviest precipitation bands setting up right over the Triangle later this morning and persisting through the afternoon and into the evening. We could see 4 to 6 hours of 3 to 4 inch per hour snowfall rates. That would produce catastrophic snow totals, potentially 24 to 30 inches by tonight. This is going to be the worst snow event Raleigh has ever seen in modern history. Greensboro, Winston-Salem, you are in a similar situation. Heavy snow is about to begin and will continue through the day. 18 to 24 inches is likely. Wilmington, you are just starting to see snow now. It is going to intensify over the next few hours. 8 to 14 inches by tonight. Fayetteville, 10 to 16 inches. The entire state is going to be in a state of emergency. Virginia, the snow is spreading into your state now. The southern counties are already seeing light snow. Over the next few hours, it's going to push northward. Virginia Beach and Norfolk, snow begins in earnest around 8 to 9 a.m. By early afternoon, you will be in heavy snow. This continues through the evening, 16 to 24 inches by Sunday morning. Richmond, snow begins mid-morning, becomes heavy this afternoon, continues through the night, 14 to 20 inches. Charlottesville, similar timing, 12 to 18 inches. Northern Virginia, the snow arrives this afternoon. By evening, you are in heavy snow. This continues overnight into Sunday morning, 12 to 18 inches. Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, is going to see snow beginning this afternoon, probably around 2 to 3 p.m. By evening rush hour, it is going to be heavy. Overnight tonight into early Sunday morning is when you see the worst of it, 12 to 18 inches total. The federal government will not be open Monday, probably not Tuesday either. This is a significant event for D.C. Maryland, Baltimore sees snow beginning mid-afternoon, becoming heavy this evening and overnight, 14 to 20 inches. The Eastern Shore, Salisbury and Ocean City, you are in heavy snow this afternoon and evening, 10 to 16 inches. Annapolis, similar to Baltimore. Frederick, snow arrives this afternoon, becomes heavy tonight, 12 to 18 inches. Delaware, Wilmington sees snow this afternoon, heavy tonight and overnight into Sunday, 12 to 18 inches. Dover, 10 to 16. The beaches, 8 to 14. New Jersey, the snow is going to arrive from south to north this afternoon and evening. South Jersey, including Atlantic City, snow begins this afternoon. There may be a period of mixing with rain initially, but it should change over to all snow by evening, 6 to 14 inches depending on how long the mixing lasts. Central Jersey, Trenton, Princeton, snow begins late afternoon, becomes heavy this evening, 10 to 16 inches. Northern Jersey, Newark, Jersey City, Patterson, snow begins this evening, becomes heavy overnight, 12 to 20 inches. Pennsylvania, Philadelphia sees snow beginning late afternoon, becoming heavy this evening and overnight. Peak snowfall rates overnight into early Sunday, 14 to 20 inches. The western suburbs and areas toward Reading and Allentown see snow beginning early evening, heavy overnight, 16 to 24 inches. Harrisburg, snow begins late afternoon, heavy tonight, 12 to 18. Scranton, snow begins this evening, heavy tonight and into Sunday, 16 to 24. New York, this is where the timing shifts later. New York City doesn't see snow until this evening, probably around 7 to 9 p.m. But once it starts, it's going to be intense. The heaviest snow is overnight tonight into Sunday morning. Sunday morning is going to be absolutely brutal in New York with very heavy snow and strong winds. 16 to 24 inches total. Long Island, similar timing, with the East End seeing potentially higher totals, 18 to 26 inches. Westchester, snow begins early evening, heavy overnight and Sunday morning, 14 to 22 inches. The Hudson Valley, similar timing. Albany, snow begins late evening, heavy overnight and into Sunday, 12 to 20. Syracuse, snow begins overnight tonight, heavy Sunday morning, 14 to 22. Then additional lake effect. Rochester and Buffalo, similar main storm totals, 8 to 18 inches, then significant lake effect Sunday night and Monday. Connecticut, snow begins this evening, becomes heavy overnight, continues through Sunday. Statewide, 12 to 20 inches with higher amounts in the eastern part of the state. Rhode Island, Providence sees snow beginning late this evening, heavy overnight and Sunday morning, 14 to 22 inches. Massachusetts, this is where the timing timing is latest and in some ways most concerning. Boston, snow doesn't begin until late tonight or very early Sunday morning, but Sunday is going to be absolutely brutal. Heavy snow all day Sunday, continuing into Sunday night. We're talking about sustained heavy snowfall for 18 to 24 hours. 18 to 28 inches of new snow on top of the 2 feet already on the ground. This is creating a critical situation for Boston. Worcester, similar timing but potentially higher amounts, 20 to 30 inches at elevation. Springfield, snow begins overnight, heavy Sunday, 14 to 22. The Cape starts as rain late tonight, changes to heavy snow early Sunday, 10 to 18 inches. New Hampshire, snow begins overnight in the southern part of the state, early Sunday morning in the north. Heavy all day Sunday. Manchester, 14 to 20. Concord, 12 to 18. Portsmouth, 10 to 18. The White Mountains, 24 to 36 inches. Vermont, snow begins very late tonight or early Sunday morning. Heavy Sunday. Burlington, 10 to 16. Montpelier, 12 to 18. Maine, you are on the northern fringe with the latest timing. Portland doesn't see snow until Sunday morning, but then it continues through Sunday night into Monday morning. 14 to 20 inches. Bangor, 12 to 18. Augusta, 12 to 18. The snow is going to continue even as the storm pulls away because you are on the northern edge of the circulation. Now let me talk about the wind because this is becoming a critical part of the forecast. Current wind observations along the Carolina coast are already showing sustained winds of 25 to 35 miles per hour with gusts to 45. As the storm intensifies, these winds are going to increase dramatically. By this afternoon, we are looking at sustained winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour along the coast from the Outer Banks through the Delmarva Peninsula, with gusts to 70 or 75. By tonight and into Sunday, winds along the New England coast could gust to 80 miles per hour or higher. These are damaging winds. We're already seeing power outages being reported in South Carolina. As this storm intensifies and moves north, power outages are going to become widespread. When you combine heavy wet snow with these kinds of winds, trees and power lines are going to come down. I would not be surprised to see hundreds of thousands of customers without power across the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast by Sunday evening. Some of these outages could last for days, especially in areas that are harder to access because of the snow. Blizzard warnings are now in effect from the Outer Banks through Norfolk and up through parts of the Delmarva. Blizzard warnings will likely be extended northward through New Jersey, New York City, Long Island, and into southern New England later today. This is a blizzard. This is not just a snowstorm. When you have sustained winds over 35 miles per hour with heavy snow creating near zero visibility, that's a blizzard, and that's what we are dealing with. Coastal flooding is already occurring along the Outer Banks. Water levels are running 2 to 4 feet above normal high tide in some locations. Oceanfront roads are flooded. Some evacuations have been ordered. This coastal flooding is going to spread northward through the day. The Virginia coast is going to see major coastal flooding this afternoon and evening. Delaware beaches tonight. The Jersey Shore tonight and into Sunday. Long Island S South Shore Sunday. Nantucket and Martha S. Vineyard Sunday. This is dangerous, potentially life-threatening coastal flooding in some locations. Let me talk about what you need to do right now, depending on where you are. If you are in the Carolinas or Southern Virginia and you are not already where you need to be, you need to make that decision immediately. Within the next hour or two, roads are going to become impassable in many areas. If you need to get somewhere, do it now. If you are already home, stay there. Do not attempt to travel. Even if roads look passable now, they want to be in a few hours. If you're in the Mid-Atlantic, DC, Baltimore, Philadelphia, you have a few more hours before conditions really deteriorate. Use this time to make any final preparations. Get any last-minute supplies you need. Charge all your devices. Fill bathtubs with water in case you lose water service. Bring any outdoor furniture inside. Make sure you have flashlights and batteries easily accessible. If you have a fireplace, make sure you have wood. If you have a generator, get it set up now, but make absolutely certain it's outside, away from windows and doors. If you are in the Northeast, New York, New England, you have most of today before the storm really hits. Don't waste this time. This afternoon is your last window to prepare. Stores are going to be mobbed, but if you still need supplies, go early. Focus on essentials: food, water, medications, batteries, flashlights. If you have any doubt about your ability to heat your home if you lose power, have a backup plan now. Know where the warming shelters are in your community. For everyone in the impact zone, assume you were going to lose power at some point during this storm. Have a plan for that scenario. Know where your flashlights are. Have a battery-powered or hand-crank radio. Have a way to charge your phone, whether that's a car charger or a battery pack. Have blankets and warm clothing easily accessible. Do not use camping stoves, grills, or generators indoors. I cannot emphasize this enough. Every winter storm, people die from carbon monoxide poisoning because they use these devices inside. Don to be that statistic, if you have medical conditions that require electricity, whether that's oxygen concentrators, refrigerated medications, or anything else, you need to have a plan now. Contact your local emergency management to see if you should be on a priority list for power restoration. Have battery backups if possible. Know where you can go if you need to evacuate. For those of you with infants, with elderly family members, with pets, make sure you have everything you need for them as well. Formula, diapers, medications, pet food, whatever is necessary to care for them for at least a week without being able to leave your home or access services. Check on your neighbors right now. Knock on doors. Make sure elderly neighbors have heat, food, and medications. Offer to help if you can. Exchange phone numbers. Agree to check on each other. This is when communities come together and it can literally save lives. Now let me talk about what comes after the storm because this is equally important. Sunday night into Monday, as this storm pulls away, we're going to see an Arctic blast that is truly exceptional. The coldest air of the winter, possibly the coldest air in 5 to 10 years for many locations, is going to settle in and persist. Monday morning low temperatures are going to be dangerous. I gave you these numbers in previous videos, but they bear repeating. Miami, 30 to 32 degrees. South Florida broadly, freezing or below. Orlando, 24 to 26. Jacksonville, 20 to 22. Savannah, 18 to 20. Charleston, 15 to 17. Columbia, 12 to 14. Charlotte, 9 to 11. Raleigh, 10 to 12. Norfolk, 14 to 16. Richmond, 10 to 12. D.C. 7 to 9, Baltimore 8 to 10, Philadelphia 6 to 8, New York City 5 to 7, Boston 2 to 4, interior locations colder, Albany 0 to 2, Syracuse -2 to 0, Burlington -4 to -2. These are air temperatures. Wind chills are going to be much colder. Widespread wind chills below 0 across the interior northeast. Wind chills near or below 0 even in the mid-Atlantic. For the south, wind chills in the single digits, which is something they were absolutely not prepared for. This cold is dangerous on its own, but combined with potential power outages and massive snow removal needs, it becomes truly hazardous. If you without power Monday morning when it's 5 degrees outside, you are in a life-threatening situation. Hypothermia can set in quickly. You need to have a plan for where you will go if your home becomes uninhabitable. The cold is also going to persist. This isn't a quick shot. Tuesday morning might be even colder. Wednesday doesn't show significant warmth. Thursday, still cold. We are looking at potentially 8 to 10 days of sustained below freezing temperatures across most of the east. For the south, this is unprecedented in recent memory. For the north, it is the duration that's unusual. What this means practically is that snow is not melting. Whatever falls this weekend stays on the ground. Boston, your snowpack is going to be measured in feet for the foreseeable future. Even the south, where you normally see snow melt within a day or two, you're going to have snow on the ground for a week or more. Roads that get plowed are going to stay icy. Black ice is going to be a persistent problem. Pipes are going to freeze, especially in the south. Infrastructure is going to be tested in ways it hasn't been in years. Let me address some specific questions I am seeing in the comments. First, roof concerns. If you already have significant snow on your roof and you worry about to get another 1 to 2 feet, monitor this closely. Signs of structural stress include sagging ceilings, cracking sounds, doors or windows that suddenly want to close properly. If you see these signs, evacuate the building immediately and call authorities. If you can safely remove some snow from your roof, do it, but do not put yourself at risk. Most roof collapses happen when people are on the roof trying to remove snow. Second, what if I lose power? Have a plan before it happens. Know where the warming shelters are. Have warm clothing and blankets accessible. Have food that doesn't require cooking. Have water stored. Have a battery-powered or hand-crank radio. Have a way to charge your phone. Do not use camp stoves, grills, or generators indoors. If your home becomes too cold to safely stay in, go to a shelter or to a friend or family member who has power. Don't wait until you're in crisis. Third, what about medical emergencies? 911 services will continue operating, but response times are going to be significantly delayed during the height of the storm. If you have a medical emergency, still call 911, but understand that it may take longer than usual for help to arrive. This is why it's so important to have adequate supplies of any medications you need and to avoid risky activities during the storm. Fourth, when will roads be clear? This is going to vary dramatically by location. Major highways in well-equipped northern cities might be passable by Sunday evening or Monday. Secondary roads could take days. In the south, where snow removal equipment is limited, it could be a week or more before all roads are clear. Even after roads are plowed, the extreme cold is going to keep them icy and hazardous. My strong recommendation is to avoid all non-essential travel for at least several days after the storm ends. Fifth, what about schools and work? Most schools in the impact zone will be closed Monday, and many will likely be closed Tuesday and possibly longer. Many businesses will be closed or on liberal leave. If your employer hasn't communicated a plan, reach out to them. If you can work remotely, that's going to be your best option for the foreseeable future. Let me talk about the forecast uncertainty at this point. The overall pattern is locked in. The storm is happening. It's already producing snow. The track is well established. The intensity is verifying as forecast. What minor uncertainty remains is in exact snow totals for specific locations, which could still shift by a few inches as banding sets up. But the big picture is certain. Major to historic winter storm, widespread heavy snow, extreme winds, coastal flooding, followed by dangerous cold. This is not in doubt. What I'm watching now is the exact position of the heavy snow bands as they set up. High-resolution models suggest that the heaviest snow is going to fall in relatively narrow bands, maybe 50 to 100 miles wide, where snow rates could reach 4 to 6 inches per hour for several hours. These bands are going to produce localized extreme snow totals. We might see some locations getting 30-plus inches, while areas just 50 miles away get 18 to 20. Both are major impacts, but the difference matters for things like structural concerns. I'm also watching the wind forecast closely. Current observations are already at the high end of what was forecast, which suggests the storm might be intensifying even more rapidly than models predicted. If winds continue to overperform, we could see even more significant power outage issues than currently forecast. Coastal flooding is verifying and in some locations exceeding forecasts. The Outer Banks are already seeing major impacts. This is going to spread north through the day, and some locations could see worse flooding than currently forecast if winds continue to overperform. For tomorrow, I'm going to be doing live updates throughout the storm. I'll be tracking where the heaviest snow is falling, where the worst winds are occurring, where power outages are being reported, all of it. If you want those real-time updates, make sure you resubscribed with notifications on. Let me give you the bottom line one more time. This is a historic winter weather event that is already underway. Heavy to extreme snow is falling or will be falling across the entire eastern United States from Georgia to Maine over the next 36 hours. Extreme winds are going to cause widespread power outages and create blizzard conditions. Dangerous coastal flooding is occurring and will worsen. This is followed by potentially record-breaking cold that's going to persist for over a week. This is not hype. This is not media exaggeration. This is a legitimate major disaster-level winter storm. If you are in the impact zone, you need to take this seriously right now. Shelter in place for the next several days. Have adequate food, water, and supplies. Have a plan for power outages. Check on neighbors. Monitor official information sources. Do not travel. Do not put yourself or emergency responders at risk. This is a dangerous situation that's going to test all of us. But we're going to get through this together. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next update with the latest on where this storm is and what